Good morning, students. Now, today's topic is errors in measurement, and without any delay, I am going to start it. Okay. So, what is the errors in measurement? It is the difference in the true value and measured value. Suppose we have a scale, and by which we are measuring any cloth, length of the wall, length, height of any things, right? It's suppose the true value of the length already is mentioned by some other, and we have measured again, and if we find some difference, so that's called the errors in the measurement. Okay, so there we have discussed about the types of errors also. So there are three major types of the error: the systematic errors, random errors, and the gross errors. So systematic errors क्या होंगी? The systematic errors are written here. These are the instrumental errors, the instrument which we are using. The technical errors if we are lacking somewhere, and the personal errors, committing mistakes by ourselves, and errors due to external cause like temperature, pressure, etc. And least count errors, that's called the minimum value of a scale or minimum value of every measuring tools. And what is the random errors? So the random errors occurs irregularly during the measurement. And what are the gross error? The gross error is arising due to the carelessness of the observer. Suppose you forgot how to apply the formula. Suppose if you are applying the formula but without any knowledge, so that's called the carelessness, right? And these type of errors gives the we can say the imperfection value of the measurement, right? So I am going to the next. Till then you can write. Yes. Our next topic is the absolute errors. The absolute error, it is a difference between the mean value and individual measured value of the quantity. So this is called its definition. But I am showing you with an example. Let's suppose we have one rod, okay, and someone has told you to measure the length of this rod, and you measured it with an instrument, right? Let's suppose in one procedure you find the length of this scale is called the L1. In another procedure you find the length of the scale is L2, and in the next process L3 dot dot so on, right? So these are the number of the experiment which we had which we did to find the length. Okay, the L1, L2, L3 are the values. But if suppose if someone tells you what should be the proper value of this scale, correct value of this scale, so for it you will take the mean value. So mean called the average. The mean is the sum of all the quantities dot 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 divided by number of the quantities, and let's suppose the number of experiment done by you, that's called the n, right? So if we are dividing it, then we will get the average, and the average is called the average of what? Average of the length. So we will write the L mean, right? So the L mean, it is the sum of these and divided by the L. Okay, now we got the this average. Okay, earlier the measured value were L1, L2 and L3. Now the calculated by this mean formula, we got the mean length. Okay, so the mean length, yeah, L average we can say. And if if we subtract the true value and the measured value, okay, so the average value minus measured value अपन ऐसा लिखेंगे क्योंकि अभी तो फिलहाल एवरेज वैल्यू ही है. ओके, इट्स कॉल्ड द डिफरेंस. ये अपने को क्या दे देगा? डिफरेंस, राइट? तो सबसे पहले मैंने क्या किया, दिस इज कॉल्ड द L1 एंड आई विल सबट्रैक्ट द L1 विद द L मीन. तो मैं यहाँ पे लिखूंगा L मीन या L एवरेज माइनस L1. So the difference between the L average and the L1 would be very small. So I can write here the del L1. Okay. Similarly, I'll do for the next. मतलब करना क्या होगा? You have to subtract each individual quantity with this one. maybe some quantities can be greater than this L mean and some quantities can be less than with the L mean. तो आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे now the L average again subtracted with the L2, तो change in the values of L2 आ जाएगा, L average minus L3, the change in the L3 आ जाएगा, and dot 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 so on. Now see this, these measured and subtracted value are known as the absolute errors, right? So what you have to do, you have to take the average, and each average value you should subtract it with by the given and measured value, and the change in the values is known as the absolute errors. Okay, so these are the absolute error. Now one more thing is, this del L1, del L2, del L3 can be positive, can be negative. The reason is sometimes the L1 is less than and sometimes this L2 can be greater than. If it is less, so the positive value comes. If it is more, then negative value comes. So these values can be positive and can be negative, right? So this is called the absolute error. Do this. Now coming the next, the mean absolute errors are it is the arithmetic mean of absolute error. Now the absolute error are these del n1, del n2, del n3, del n4 dot dot so on. Can be positive, can be negative. So mean absolute error means you have to take the average of these all quantities. Suppose you have the L1, L2 till the Ln, right? And you have subtracted each quantity with the L average individually. So you will get the del 1, del L1, del L2 and dot 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 del Ln. Okay. So the average of the dels, the del L average, the del L mean, that is equal to the sum of del L1 plus del L2 plus del L dot 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 so on you will write here. So I am writing dot and divided by the n. Okay. So this is called the mean absolute errors, right? And after the mean absolute errors, you will find the value of the L. The L is equal to L mean, L average plus minus del L average. So this is the formula to find the measurement, right? Okay, now do one more thing is, I told you these can be positive and these can be negative. But when you are going to add, when you are going to take this average, then you have to add only. Right? In any of the numerical, if suppose their minus sign comes, then forget it. Okay, leave that minus sign and you can simply add it. And after adding, when you will complete this formula, you have to follow this formula. L is equal to L average, the L average, this one values, and that del L average, the average values of these also getting by this formula, and you can put it there. Okay, next, do this. Yes, our next heading is the relative errors. What are the relative errors? Relative error, that is equal to del L average divided by L average. Okay, so del L average divided by L average, and another is the percentage error. Percentage error. The percentage error, that is equal to nothing is del L average upon L average into 100%. Okay, so these are the some 4 formulas you have to follow. You have to find the L average, you have to find the del average. After that, take the ratio and you can do the percentage. So these are the 4 errors: the absolute error, mean absolute error, the relative error, and the percentage error. So I am going to do an example to make you understand, right? Let's suppose I have measured one quantity and I got the length is 1.5 meter. So the question, let's suppose during our measurement we got the 5 values L1, L2, L3, L4 till L5. Okay, the length in the first process we got 1.5, in the second process we got 1.56, right? And in the third we got 1.52 meter. In the fourth process we got 1.57 meter. In the L5 we got the 1.55 meter. Okay, we can write here 1.53. So these are the 5 values. So somebody can tell you what would be the real value. So you have to take the average. Then L average is equal to, add on these divided by the 5. So I am adding, because I have to write L1 plus L2 plus L3. Then L1 plus L2 dot till L5 only. Put all the values. Divided by 5. Add it. 3, 6, 9, 2, 11, 11, 7, 18, 18, 5 कितना हो जाएगा? 23. तो 3 आएगा, 2 carry, और 5 25, 25 और 2 आएगा 27, 7.2 आएगा. So these are the 5 to 7. So 7.73 meter divided by the 5. Then L average, 5 seconds, 5 and 1. Sorry, 5 and 5, and this would be 2. Then 27. Then 5 ja 25. Again 2 will come. Then 5 4 ja 20. Again the 3 will come. So 0.0 something. तो आप इसको 5 6 ja 30 करोगे तो your L average is 1.546 meter. Okay. So we got this. This is called the which value? Absolute. Okay. No, not the absolute. No, I have to take that. That's called the mean, right? And the next process for the absolute error. Absolute error. ठीक है? क्या करेंगे अपन? We will get the del L1. Del L1 is the L average minus L1. तो L1 ये रहा. The L average कितना है आपका? 1.546 minus L1 is 1.53. Now tell me how much value will come. So the value will come that is equal to, minus करो, कितना आएगा? 0.016 meter. All units are in meter. So 0.016, it is very less. And del L2, so you can write it directly. L average minus L2. 1.546 तो ये ज्यादा हो जाएगा, और अगर ये ज्यादा है then it would be minus कितना आएगा? 0.0 and 14 आएगा. 0.014. Now tell me what is the value of del L3. Now the del L3 is 1.546. ये छोटा है, ये बड़ा है, that's called the positive, और आ जाएगा 0.026. Okay. And now tell me the L4. L4 भी तो बताना पड़ा. I can write here the L4. So del L4 that is equal to, it is 1.57 ज्यादा है, so it would be negative, minus कितना आएगा? 0.0 and 36 नहीं 24 है, 0.024. ठीक है? And the del L5, so I'm writing here del L5 is 1.4546. Again it is greater, so it would be negative, and आएगा आपका 0.004 आएगा only, right? So some positive are negative, some positive are positive. So some quantity you have written here. Now find it. Mean absolute errors. You find the absolute error here, and I am going to find the mean absolute. So del L average is equal to del L1 plus del L2 dot del L5 dot divided by the 5. As I told you, whether the del L1 is positive, negative, just ignore it and put the values in the formula. Then del L average is equal to, क्या आएगा? 0.016 है, ऐड करेंगे 0.014 से तो 0.03 हो जाएगा, क्योंकि 1640 become 30, तो 0.03, and this is 24 and this is 26, तो कितना जाएगा ऐड करने पर? 0.05. Okay, and this is 0.004, तो मेरा हो जाएगा 0. You all can add it, है ना? 0.03 plus 0.05 plus 0.004, okay, and divided by the 5, then del L average is equal to 84, 0.084 and divided by 5. So if I divide it, so it comes to 0.05, 1 ja 5 and 34 comes, then 5 5 ja 35, sorry 5 5 5 7 ja 35, but it is 34. तो आपको एक्यूरेट वैल्यू लेना है तो आप इसको 5 6 30 करोगे and again the 4 will come, then 40 बनाने के लिए 8 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे. So it is del L average is equal to 0.0168 meter. So your L average is itna and the del L average is itna. Then proper formula के हिसाब से the value of the L becomes the L is equal to L average minus plus minus, can be positive can be negative, and del L average. Okay, so the L is equal to, the L average is 1.546 plus minus del L average ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, you can put it there, 0.0168. So this is the value. Okay, now if I told you, you have to write then and there. If I told you just to find the we can say the relative error and the percentage error, then how you can do? For the relative error, I am going to do here. For the relative error, so the relative errors you can do here, the del L by L average divided by the average, del L average by L average, and the del L average is 0.0168 divided by, that is 0.0 है ना, ठीक है यहाँ से, and that is 1.546. Okay, so this is called average. You can divide it, they get the answer in point something. And to take the percentage error, just do the multiply with the 100%. So this that would be complete. Okay. In the next PPT, I am going to share you with the new questions. Try to do the questions once, and after that we will move ahead. Thank you.